In 1914, a 12-year-old Negro girl named Sarah Rector was reclassified as white, not because her skin changed, but because her bank account did. Born in 1902 in Indian Territory, Oklahoma, Sarah was a descendant of Creek freedmen, the formerly enslaved people of the Creek Nation. Like many freedmen, she was granted 160 acres of land under the Dawes Allotment Act. At first, this land was considered useless, dry, barren, worthless. But then, oil was discovered. By 1913, her land was producing 2,500 barrels of oil a day. That meant a daily income of $300, equivalent to nearly $9,000 today. Within months, Sarah Rector, a child, was making over $11,000 a month, about $347,000 in today's terms. By the time she was 18, she was worth over $1 million, the equivalent of $17 million in today's money. But with wealth came complications. At the time, Negro children in Oklahoma who inherited large sums of money were placed under white guardianship. The state, uncomfortable with a Negro girl holding such financial power, took a step that would be almost unthinkable today. They legally reclassified Sarah Rector as white. This change wasn't about biology or ancestry, it was about wealth. Because in early 20th century America, being white wasn't just about skin tone, it was about status, power, and access. Reclassification gave Sarah access to privileges that were denied to Negro Americans, like riding in first-class train cars, owning prime land without restrictions, and keeping control of her fortune. And Sarah wasn't the only one. Around the same time, oil was being discovered on the lands of Native Americans in Oklahoma. These lands, much like Sarah's, had been allocated to them by the U.S. government under the Dawes Act, but something peculiar happened. Many Native American women who owned oil-rich land found themselves having children with white men, and those children, by law, inherited the land through birthright. Over generations, this wealth and ownership quietly transferred away from indigenous and freedmen families and into white ownership. Which leads us to the greatest mystery of all, Sarah Rector's land. The land that made her a millionaire, the land that was once hers. But today its ownership is unknown, sold, taken, transferred through legal loopholes. No one truly knows. Think about it. Throughout history, affluent members of the Negro community have faced the same dilemma. Access to elite circles comes at a cost. Sometimes it means assimilation, sometimes it means erasure of bloodline. But why doesn't it still mean reclassification from black to white? Are powerful Negro individuals subtly distanced from their racial identity in elite spaces? Are they placed in a separate category where their wealth grants them a new form of status? One that shields them from the systemic issues that affect their people as a whole without changing their classification from black to white. Sarah Rector's story is a forgotten chapter in American history. But the questions it raises, they are as relevant today as they were over a century ago. So I leave you with this question: is whiteness a skin tone or a status?